Worcester. And tonight, here at the Centrum, it's the Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Pull Championships, featuring the Battle of the Monster Trucks. Hi again, everybody. I'm Ken Broo. You know the man to my left, the John Wayne of truck pulling. He is that big in this sport, Mike Gallaway. How you been, buddy?
Oh, it's great, Ken Broo. We've got a lot of action tonight, a lot of good times, and a lot of nice trucks.
Two-wheel drives, four-wheel drives. We've got a monster truck against a monster tank, and some great funny cars like the one we're standing right in front of.
This is Mike Hoff's Nitro Express, and he'll be making a pass or two tonight. Also got a very fine setup of dragsters, some beautiful dragsters on hand to pull the sled. A lot of excitement.
Modified four-wheel drives, good competitors, a lot from the eastern part of the United States.
We've got a lot of trucks that we don't normally see that are here on the East Coast that are very strong contenders anywhere they go. Then we have some trucks from the Midwest also, so all in all, a very nice rounded competition in four-wheel drive.
Now, what about this continuing battle between monster trucks and tank trucks? It just seems like every week it's a new matchup, and we got another good one tonight.
We got a couple of new ones as a fact. We have another new tank, and then we have a beautiful Black Stallion monster truck, something new. We've only seen it a couple of times, and this truck is absolutely beautiful. It's going to be a great evening, and we've got two-wheel drives, my favorite.
You ready to go, Duke?
I'm ready for the action tonight.
All righty. The Budweiser U.S. Hot Rod Truck Pull Championships, featuring the Battle of the Monster Trucks, is brought to you by Budweiser. Beechwood Age for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. Funny cars. The Nitro Express, Mike Hoff from Littleton, PA, behind the wheel against the Heart Attack. And, of course, that can only be Bob Hart from Nashua, New Hampshire. Two guys that really know how to put on a show, Mike.
Well, they do, and Mike Hoff is a professional. I mean, he's as great as you'll ever see. He was one of the originators of this funny car pulling. Really puts it out in style, and what a beautiful job.
Oh,
that Nitro Express is just a dynamite piece.
It's great when the lights just kind of bounce off it like that. You know, we talk about painting and all that, but really a lot of fine detail work goes into the body of these cars.
Oh, true, Ken Broo. And this one is just, this Nitro Express is just dynamite, as well as the paint job on the Heart Attack. Now, that's the gold on that, the gold leafing on it is 24 karat gold. It's just leafing that's laid on it. Just an absolute beautiful vehicle. And Mike Hoff, when he's not out on the road running his funny car or his dragster, he promotes the only weekly pull track in America.
Well, this is side-by-side, each hauling the sled. The Nitro Express, a Dodge Daytona. The Heart Attack, an 86 Trans Am. They will go side-by-side down the track, hauling weight.
Mike Hoff, hole shot.
Well, that was no contest. It was the Nitro Express all the way, as the Heart Attack really never got going.
Mike Hoff pulled a hole shot. I think the Heart had some trouble getting out of the hole just right. The sled hooking up. Look at the flames burning off the Nitro Express. And then when Hart did get going, he drifted over to the right. He is currently sitting beside or behind the sled that Nitro Express was pulling all over the track. But it was two exciting runs, and it's a good way to start a program.
We're going to look at it again, Mike, and at the end, let's talk about the flame that we saw. That's just nitro burning off at the end.
Look at Hoff lift the sled up and take off and run with it. You can tell on the other side that Bob Hart is a little bit light on the front end as he takes off down the track. But Mike Hoff has it all in hand, and he just blows it out the door. I mean, just absolutely picture-perfect pull right on down the track. They locked the sled up to try to slow him down before he hit the wall, but it's a good job.
And that little bit of a flare at the end off the side of the car, nothing really to get worried about, just excess fuel, huh?
He's just burning off some excess alcohol in the engine, and it'll build up and settle down, and nothing to be concerned about at all.
And a nice track tonight, kind of a loose, muddy type of surface, but Mike Gallaway, I think, with these four-wheel drive competitors, it should be a good surface to run on tonight.
I think it's going to be good for both classes, Ken Broo. It is soft. It's very, very soft. But you know what? It's got a lot of bite to it. It'll suck your shoes. Shoes kind of bite into it as you walk across of it. Here's Gone Bananas, and it's brand new. Nancy drives it.
Nancy Dion, her brother, or husband, I should say, Brian, got her interested. They met in 1980. He had been a puller himself, and Nancy and he hooked up in 1980. She got interested. She pulls inside, he pulls outside, and the truck is Gone Bananas.
It's a beautiful truck. It's a real short wheelbase truck, and then, you know, the horsepower and the cubic inch in comparison to some of the other vehicles is a little smaller than most of them here tonight, but the thing works real well. And it won't be working again for Nancy because right out of the hole, she snapped the front axle. The front axle is just went away on her completely, and I think they broke an axle on it recently, and I believe they broke another axle just now when she hooked on it. It's the kind of track we're looking at where it's got a lot of bite in it. It doesn't look that way. A lot of people are going to come on the vehicles too hard at the starting line. We may see a lot of damage tonight, but I think when we look at this in a replay, that we'll see what happened, that the front end will snap on it right out of the hole. So let's watch her. Watch the front tires. When she takes off with it, they'll spin and hook just a little while. If she gets a good bite, here they come out. They're getting a hold of it. Now they start to spin right there. See her whip it to the right and left, and right there is where they snap the front end. You see the tire just quit, and it's over with for her for the whole evening.
Well, Gone Bananas dies on the vine tonight. Nancy Dion from Danielson, Connecticut, will not go home with the big prize. Well, here is lady number 2 on the evening. This is Paula Ewan from Oklahoma City in the 86 Chevy S10 Black Gold with the big old 628 Rodak engine. You know, Paula and Kenneth Ewan are one of the great husband and wife pulling teams on this circuit, but there is a third party. David Collins is their chief mechanic. And lo and behold, here is David down at trackside with our very own Mike Gallaway. Mike?
Thanks, Ken. I'm with David Collins, and David Collins is the chief mechanic for the Ewan pulling team. And Dave, what does it involve, say, on a Saturday at a pull? What do you do?
Well, I've got 3 trucks that I have to go over from end to end, Mike. Start at one end and don't stop till you get to the other end.
Major points that you hit on the truck.
You run the overhead, you check the valves, see if you've got any bent bush rods, check the plugs, make sure they're, any burnt plugs. You check the clutch, transmission. Every once in a while you have to get in the transfer case, rear ends, front ends, but most generally not.
David, what about oil in one of these? How often do you have to change the oil in one of them?
We change it every day. Sometimes we'll change it. If we have to make like 3 runs, we'll change it between the second and third run for coolant.
Now, to keep the engine cool, you do it by oil because you carry no water inside the motor.
Alcohol cools the top, 3 gallons of oil cools the bottom end.
David, we talk from time to time about making a gear change in these vehicles. How difficult is it to change the gears?
Well, it's really not very difficult. It takes us about 4 minutes to change gears if we're in a hurry.
Pull the top off the transmission?
Pull the back off of it. Pull a reverser off of it. And it has front set and a mid set and a reverser, and we change the middle set. You can change either set, but the mid set's the easiest one to change.
Well, David Collins has got a busy day when it comes pull time.
The Oklahoman Black Gold.
Watch the big motor come to life. She's got a good track to hook on. Could make it. Look out.
She'd like to drive it halfway to Cape Cod.
Oh, beautiful job. And that's no doubt a full pull in anyone's book.
Beautiful pull for Paula Ewan.
There's David, giving her a little word of encouragement, telling her to back up a little bit. David, by the way, is Paula's brother.
So it's all in the family, isn't it?
All in the family.
Wonder how David, the brother-in-law, gets along with Ken, the brother-in-law. Probably pretty well.
Absolutely fabulous.
All right.
Not a problem.